announce yourself.
Hey, who's out there?
Hey, Cindy, it's Craig.
Hi, Craig.
Hi.
Anybody else?
Shelley's there.
Shelley's there. Oh, Kelly's there.
Michelle?
Michelle?
Yes.
Yes.
Eddie?
Okay, well, let me tell you how it's going to go, you guys. We're going to be starting pretty much on time because we're going to honor everybody's time that's here. We try and do that at all of our meetings and presentations. So I'm going to mute the phone, but you'll be able to actually, let me see here. Hang on. You'll be able to hear. We've got some awesome testimonies and stories. So if you guys have the ability to use your record on your phones. We have some testimonies of people that have been on the products for 2 years, people that have been on for 6 months, people that have been on for a very short period of time, and then also we've got some in a lot of different demographics of basically things that were pretty disabling to the people that were here. So, and then we're going to talk a little bit about, we're going to talk with Dr. Laura Hansen, Dr. Laura Millis-Hansen, and we're going to ask her a few questions about what she saw at Limitless and why it's so important for us to be able to share what we know, our knowledge of what these products can actually do in the marketplace, and also what we can do to help other people to see how they can benefit from the actual the Limitless product. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and get started, and hang on one second, you guys.
All participants are muted, and they can unmute themselves.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started, and I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. I want to thank everybody that's here in the meeting. We've got a full house, and that we've also got a lot of you guys across the United States that are just as excited about hearing about what the Limitless products can do. What I'm going to do is I don't want to spend a lot of time, just kind of I just want to, hang on.
Entry and exit tones are off.
Okay, forgot those chimes. So basically what I want to do is I'm going to start with one of our distributors that's now been in, and Linda Fielder has been a friend of mine for a very long time. And I'm going to let Linda tell you where she's from, what she's been using as far as the products and what it's helped her and her husband do. And so, Linda, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and hand you the phone.
Hi, my name is Linda Fielder. I have Lyme disease. I was bitten in '06, and I faced 2 years, 2.5 years actually, of paralysis. My husband had to feed me. It was horrible. I went on the Thrive, Stride, and Force when Cindy brought it to me, and it was amazing. 2 weeks, my pain was gone. Because of Lyme, I have since had 2 heart attacks. I have a service dog. She has alerted me 3 times, so got me out of 3 of them. But since I went on Thrive, Stride, and Force, I have not had any issues. With Lyme disease, the blood runs sticky, and then when a clump gets to the heart, the thinner blood can't get through, so it's kind of checkout time. My husband has needed knee replacements, and he was told in January of 2014 that he was going to be in a wheelchair by June. He went on the same things I'm on, Thrive, Stride, and Force, and by June he was doing everything. But 2 weeks after he went on it, the 1st of April 2014, he went up to the lake and refinished our deck, a 20 by 30 on his hands and knees. And my husband is 76 years old. He does everything. We own an auto body shop, and he works on cars. He does everything. He's on top of the building cleaning skylights. It's amazing what this stuff does for you. And for me, I'm back to normal. I'm doing everything, including Tybo and my own yard work, housework, everything.
And what did your doctor say?
My doctor says that if all of his patients got on this, he would not have any patients. So I'm anxious to see what he says when I go back to see him in another month.
Awesome. And then we have Peggy Stoltz, who's actually, I'm going to let her tell her story about how so some of you guys have probably talked to people that run in the opposite direction when you come looking at them when you've got something to sell. And believe you me, I mean, run like the hurricane's coming. So I'm going to let Peggy Stoltz tell you exactly what she's on and what some of the problems that she's had and what the products have been able to do for her. So I have Peggy Stoltz from Arroyo Grande, California.
Hi. When Cindy says I ran, I completely ran. We go to the same church, and I would make it. I would go in a different door just to avoid her because I was positive her products were not going to help me. I have an autoimmune disease called rheumatoid arthritis, and I don't know if you know much about it or not, but it's a pretty harsh disease. I got it 6 years ago. I had to close my business. The medications for rheumatoid arthritis are, they have very bad side effects. MS, lymphoma, things like that. So I was very scared to be on them, but I wanted to get better. I didn't want it to progress, so I felt like I had no other choice but to be on these medications. When I finally decided to try these products, I had been on 9 different medications. None of them helped me, so my husband finally talked me into sitting down and talking to Cindy. I'm still apologizing. When I used the products, I went on Thrive, Stride, and Force, and I literally felt better within 48 hours after starting these products. About 3 weeks later, I went to my rheumatologist, and he was shocked. He couldn't believe how good I felt. He asked me what I was doing, and I showed him the products. I showed him the ingredients, and he gave me a thumbs up, and he said, I don't want you on your infusion anymore. I don't want you on your prednisone or your oxygen. I just want you to use these products and stay on them. I'll see you in 3 months, and then you can let me know how you're feeling. Well, I go back to see him next week, and I'm so excited to show him how well I feel. When I went on these products, my husband also decided to go on them, and he went on the products to use them for weight loss. And he's been on the products since last September, so about 4.5 months. He's now lost over 45 pounds. He's feeling much better, and we both feel like we're getting our life back.
And I have to share really quickly my story before I pass the phone over to Craig, and then we'll go ahead and talk to Dr. Laura. But my name is Cindy Maddux from Arroyo Grande, California, and for any of you guys that have ever yo-yo dieted before or ever felt like you were the only person in the world that failed at a diet, let me tell you why and what my belief is, because there are quite a few people in this room that have known me pretty much for over 35 to 40 years and have watched me do that. And there's a lot of people that you know that have done the same thing. But when you have a product, and one of to me, one of the key components to my weight loss is our product called Thrive. And I'll let Dr. Laura explain a little bit about that, but it literally goes back in and it reverses a lot of the damage that we have done to our body. But for me, it helped to regulate my thyroid naturally. And I mean, literally naturally. Nothing else that I've ever done. I've probably gained and lost 1,000 pounds in my life. And again, I had gained it back. Well, this is the first time that I'd lost over 120 pounds, kept it off, and I'm still on the downhill slide of continuing to lose weight. So my belief is that when I started this program, I started with one product because I didn't know for sure, first of all, if I was going to use the product or carry the product, because at that time I had 17 wellness centers all over the United States and up and down the Central Coast. And I was told, because of a situation with my husband, the doctors wanted to amputate my husband's ankle, and I was told about this product called Stride, and I'll let Dr. Laura share a little bit about that. But I flew back to look at this company specifically because I wanted to save my husband's leg. And he said, with all that stuff you've been selling your whole life, you can't find me anything that can fix me. And so unbeknownst to me, someone gave me a referral. Somebody told me, which is what we do in networking, told me about a product that they believed could change his life. And believe me, it did. And so because of that, I flew back and looked at this whole product line. And that's probably why we're all sitting in this room today. That's how new this product line was to the entire United States. I've been with the company, it's going to be 3 years next month, and I started about 4 months late, but the reasons that I did is because I didn't know about it. But I can tell you that for my family and probably about, 300 or 400 people that have been using this product now are seeing the benefits of exactly what it can do. So if you're on the line tonight and you're thinking, that's a bunch of malarkey, we paid these people to come here and sit and tell you those stories, that's very untrue. I'm sitting with people's lives that have been changed probably forever, and nobody could take these products away from them. These are products for life. And so once you find out what something can do for you, and then you continue to use it, and your life gets better, your body gets better. Dr. Laura actually worked on me today from an accident that happened years ago, because she specializes in something that no other chiropractor had actually done that had helped me. And I can tell you, I lifted within probably a couple of minutes, you guys. When you start putting good things together, your life can be better. And so whoever invited you, and we're not even remotely close to done, but whoever invited you because they care about you. And every single person in this room is here because somebody cared about them. And so I want really quickly, I have a young gentleman here who I've known pretty much since he was about 5. His mother was my best friend. And, he's going to tell you a little bit about his story, and he just got back from corporate. And I want him to share quickly what his views were on not only the company, but basically what these products are doing and the science behind that, and why he's actually here now. And his name is Craig Caballero.
Hello, everybody. My name is Craig Caballero, and
Put it up.
And I started taking Thrive about a year ago, and Linda Fielder, I believe, gave them to my wife because I was really stressed out on the job I was doing, and she just felt like she wanted me to try it and see, to see if it would be a benefit to me. So I took the product, and what I noticed about the product, about Thrive, that's the only product I took, was that my mental clarity and my energy and endurance was greatly increased. My typical day would be an hour in the morning on a computer, out in the field, managing construction crews, and then 2 hours on a computer late in the afternoon. So it was very long days, 10, 12-hour days. And the majority of the mental work was done late in the day. So what I noticed specifically for me about Thrive was how it increased your mental endurance. That's the way I would put it. It increases your mental endurance. And then another side effect for me specifically was that I lost 25 pounds. Now, that's not why it was given to me, but it sure was a nice side effect. And so I was on on Thrive for about 6 months, and my wife just decided, let's save some money and let's not do it any longer. So for the next 6 months, up until about a month ago, I didn't take the products, but I did not gain the weight back. So I maintained the weight loss that I had seen from Thrive, and once I was off the product, I did not put it back on, which is it's really a testimony to what Cindy said about Thrive going back in and reversing the damage that all of the GMO foods have done to all of our bodies. And that's really another thing that I hope that Dr. Laura will talk to, is that you cannot, it is almost impossible to buy non-GMO food in our country, in the world anymore. It's almost impossible. So everybody out there needs to counteract the bad food that we are all eating with something for our bodies to actually get the nutrition that we all need. And that is one of the main reasons why there's so much disease, there's overweight, everybody has a problem, everybody. So, and then going towards what I saw at the Limitless Worldwide headquarters in Utah this past weekend. What I was going there for really was to see that the company was well run as a business. That's what I was looking at it for from the business perspective, and I wanted to make sure before I proceeded any further that they were well run, that they were organized, that they were very professional. And what I saw was way more than what I had hoped to see, to be honest with you. They're a fantastic company. And Basic Research, our parent company, is what they really impressed me with their knowledge and their science. They are all about science, and they don't put anything out on the market unless it has been scientifically proven and certified by their board of their doctor board of advisors. So it was really comforting to me to see the integrity that Basic Research has. It's very, very, very good. And with that, I'll hand it back to Cindy.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, the exciting thing is that we are all seeing benefits. I think we have about, 15, 16 people in the room, and what I do know is that people are consistently, I don't know anyone in the room today that didn't get some text or call of somebody that's been just put on the products that's seeing a true benefit. My phone gets blown up all day long, all day long, all day long. And so I want to just kind of cover, we're sitting here with Dr. Laura Hansen, and I've known Dr. Laura for probably about 19 years. And she does such a special technique in the industry of wellness. It's not just chiropractic. I've known Laura for a long time, and we're not here to toot any horns or to blow up anything. We're just here to be real about what the benefits are of when you put good nutrition in your body, when you really care about your health, when you're starting to do things. And for any of us that have, kind of crossed that mountain, where we're on the other side of 50, I'm telling you, if you don't start really being very serious about what it is that you're doing to be proactive in your own health, nobody's going to do it for you. I always tell people, you know what, if you're looking for a health program and you're looking for your entire family, you better start with you first, because you need to take care of you first. But anyways, I'm going to have Dr. Laura, I've got a couple of questions, and I'm going to have her go ahead and give her information, and then I'm going to ask her a couple of questions, and then we're going to open the lines for just a couple of minutes and let you guys kind of ask a couple of questions that would be beneficial. So, Dr. Laura?
Hi everyone, I'm so excited to be here tonight. I had my life completely changed about 5 weeks ago. You formerly just heard from Craig Caballero, and his wife happens to be my best friend, and he approached me when I just moved my clinic to its new location where we're sitting tonight about looking at a new company. And my first thought was, oh heavens no, I just definitely don't want to look at a new product. I'm completely fine where I'm at. I have great nutritional products, and I can hardly keep up with the patients and all the different nutritional products that come my way. And so anyway, next thing I know, he said, I really think you need to look at the products. And so with a little nudge from my husband, I said, okay, I'll take a look at the products. And so I got on the products, and the first thing I took was Thrive. And like Craig said, and many of the people have said here tonight, what the Thrive does is it's amino acids, and it goes in and it stimulates our pituitary gland to start regulating functions that have shut down after about the age of 30. So if it's your hormones that are out of balance and you're having hot flashes, your endocrine system most likely is not operating correctly. If it's your metabolism and you're gaining weight and losing weight and yo-yo dieting like Cindy said, most often you've probably destroyed a lot of your healthcare system when it comes to losing weight, and so your thyroid needs to be regulated. So it doesn't matter if it's your kidneys, it certainly doesn't matter if it's your heart, anything in your body that would require a restoration process. This is what the Thrive does. It goes in, it seeks out, this is what the amino acids do, it truly seeks out that pituitary gland, recharges it, and then it goes out like a Pac-Man, and I think of it like a rake, and it's scratching and it's scraping and it's going into the cellular level, and it's truly reversing all of our negative effects that we've done to ourselves, both internally and externally. Craig mentioned the GMO foods, but it's also the environment. I mean, as we all know, we are a very sick society. So what we have to do is put quality nutrition in. And I look at this as nutrition. I don't look at it as a supplement. I mean, we can all take supplements, but if you have a body that's not prepared for proper nutrition, it's not going to do any good. And so as a chiropractor, first and foremost, you look great, you feel great. My kids are like, Mom, you're just different. You just are happier. My nanny's here tonight, and she says, man, I've never seen you be so calm. And that's the truth. I could never speak on the phone. I get very nervous, but I feel so calm because I'm truly passionate about helping people. And I've got about 18 people that I've now put on the products, and their stories are just fantastic. So I would really encourage each and every one of you, if you know anybody that's interested in taking a product that's going to do something very quickly for them, Thrive would be the first one to start with. The second product we've spoke about tonight is the Stride. And as a chiropractor, we all know that the name of the game right now is inflammation. Inflammation for heart attacks, inflammation for strokes. And that has a lot to do with autoimmune diseases and why our body's breaking down, just the GMO foods like Craig mentioned. But what I found with the Stride is that's going to help you with flexibility, with mobility, overall wellness with your body. Our joints that have so much pressure, whether you're overweight or you've had disease and areas of your body that just aren't operating correctly, inflammation comes around those joints and it doesn't let go. So the bottom line with Stride is you want to get that in your system so you have the joints being released and flexible so that you can move easier. And that's what we want. We want to move our bodies because we're meant to move. We're not meant to be sedentary. And the last one is the Force, and that's probably the one that excites me the most, believe it or not, because we all know that disease can't take place in a body with oxygen. It just cannot survive. So anybody you know that's on cancers, anybody that you know that, not on cancers, but anybody that you know that has any type of autoimmune disease or cancers, you want to tell them about the Force. I've got somebody right now who started chemotherapy today and wants to meet with me this week talking about how the Force could actually help him. So our tissue requires oxygen just not only to survive, but also to have an environment that's, safe and secure for the rest of our system to operate. So the Thrive, Stride, and Force are truly bulletproof. I feel like everybody that I've securely told them this product will work is on these products. Now, with my own personal weight loss journey just in 4 weeks, Cindy was pretty, she was just pretty sure that I should start out the way she did, which was start with just Thrive, Stride, and Force, and add the skinny sticks. So that's what I did. And within a week, I have to tell you, I love the skinny sticks. And so that's become my first choice. I love it. I don't even crave things like sodas or iced teas or even coffee anymore. I just crave those skinny sticks. So they help you so much. They're only 5 calories. They help keep the weight off by keeping your appetite down. You're not craving sugar. And they're a mood elevator. And who doesn't want to be happy all day long when you're telling everybody about the program? So Skinny Sticks it's been so fun to share with people. I mean, I think it's the packaging too. They're really fun to hand out. And I just honestly think they're the best product that they have. And the last one that I use is the Glystrictin. I have to take your water, sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Utah was a little dry and my lips are chapped.
I know.
And I don't want to take all the time, but the Glystrictin to me is a natural bariatric or gastric bypass. That's the way I'm telling people about it. Who wants to go in and have all their organs rearranged? I mean, and then that's for life, and you can't reverse that. This product is incredible. So imagine going out and wanting to have fettuccine Alfredo and a nice glass of wine and all the bread that they hand you at the table, and then thinking, wow, I really don't want to eat 3,000 calories. But here's the deal. With this with this Glystrictin, as Cindy says, you can eat and cheat. And I like that concept.
And tell them back at corporate that was the thing that everybody said is this company isn't about diets.
No.
Right. And this company really isn't about
They're
making
not.
claims for anything, whether it be RA or lupus or, Lyme's disease. But when you get the right nutrition in the body cleans up. And the body is so mechanically, in my opinion, it just innately knows what it needs to do. If you get the junk out of the way, the body can do a great job cleaning up. And so, the Glystrictin will go in, and if you're eating something that's maybe not so healthy for you, but you're going to have a little bit of an extra meal that evening, you can take this about, 10 minutes before you eat, and 50% of the carbs of what you're eating are not absorbed. They just are absolutely not absorbed. And so I have found that to be probably one of the most fun things to share with people, that they can take this glystrictin and not feel like, the guilt of eating something really rich, like a piece of pie or something. And not to abuse your body, but let's face it, everybody wants to have something, whether it's a birthday party or maybe you're going out with your spouse and you want to have a nice meal or enjoy a glass of wine with your girlfriend, and you don't want to have that guilt. So if you combine any of these products, they synergistically work in your body so beautifully, and that's the key point. You can add lots of different things in that you need to, or that somebody that brought you into the company could share with you about. But I really think truly the Thrive, Stride, and Force, you've heard all of us talk about it, that's the bulletproof to taking any of the other products. You have to have those in your body to get the body regulated, to get the body functioning. And I'm just so happy. I just can't wait to see what happens in another month. So,
Yay. Okay, you guys, I'm going to hang on a second.
I talk fast.
All participants are muted. All participants are unmuted.
Okay, you guys, we're probably going to take one or two questions. And so can you guys hear me now? Anybody? Yes, okay. So I know Tammy, are you on the line? Oh, she might not be on the line. Okay. Who's out there? Anybody have a question?
Cindy, hi. Yes, I am.
Okay, I figured you were muted. So Tammy, really?
Sorry,
Oh.
Tammy is on the line.
Okay. Hang on one sec. I'm going to let Tammy, because I think Tammy has an extraordinary story that you guys should all hear. And I think she's an extraordinary woman. And Tammy, I know, can you guys please all just mute your phone just for a second? Tammy Satoli, I met probably about 2 years ago when I came into Limitless, and she's just an amazing lady. And Tammy, they're all looking at you on the screen right now. And Tammy, can you just really give me just a quick story for these guys here about why you're now with Limitless?
Wow. My story's real simple. After taking care of my husband, who passed away eventually, but I took care of him for about 10 years and took all the attention off of me, Cindy. And so many of us as wives and mothers, we do that because we love our families. And by the time I finally looked at myself in the mirror, I had not only aged 10 years, but I had ballooned up to 351 pounds. My face was my biggest concern because it was what I was faced with every day in the mirror. And my weight was secondary to that. And then I was injured giving birth to my last child by the doctor. He hit a nerve in my back mistakenly while attempting to do an epidural. So I had a lot of issues going on. Arthritis had set in so terribly in my hip, they wanted to replace both of them. And he said it would be about 6 months apart. But needless to say, I got out because I had flown to get an estimate on a facelift because that was the part I really wanted to fix first. And so I got my products for that reason while saving up the money for that. Well, while on my products, honesty took place. Not only did my face lose about 10 to 15 years aging, it literally reversed the aging in my face. I wasn't expecting it to do that much. And some of the side effects were weight loss. Not only did the skin tighten up on my face, but it has been, which of course, skin 100% of our body, but I didn't expect it to tighten up anywhere else. And to my surprise, it has been without any working out or anything like that. It's been really phenomenal. My hips that were supposed to be replaced by Dr. Keelock here in Las Vegas, I didn't have it done. I don't need to have it done. I was on a chain. My youngest son, who I brought to Utah with me, validated that he's seen me fall, trip, lose my balance, because when you have major sciatica and your hips are deteriorating, you don't know when you'll have actual strength in them, and it's just a real horrible way to live. So these products have, I can't even say how it's added to my life, how it's improved my life. I travel now. My son travels with me. I get to play with him. We go to theme parks. I just feel like I got more than the 10 years that I felt like I lost in the interim. I do it all over again, but I never take the attention off myself like I did the first time. So, you know, I love the products, I love the company, and it's getting better and better, and I look forward to the future on Limitless.
And how much weight have you lost? Over 100 pounds?
I'm going to be getting on the scale tomorrow.
Yay! Okay, so can we get one more question before we close? One more question. Anybody? Oh, they're on mute?
Cindy, I have one.
Okay, go ahead. Who's this?
Okay, Dr. Lawrence, this is Carol Lacey. Hi there.
Hi, Carol.
Dr. Lawrence said something about, hi there.
Hi.
That the body, when it's oxygenated, the disease can't survive. Could you repeat that, what you said about that? That was just really good.
Yeah, well, we know that when your body's in a state of shock, there's inflammation. We know that when your body doesn't have oxygen, your body doesn't really work the way it's supposed to. Your tissue is healthy when it has oxygen. And we know that people that even have cancer, you've probably heard of people going down to Mexico and having hydrogen peroxide, H2O2 infusions. That's putting oxygen into the body. Cancer doesn't like oxygen. So anytime you have tissue that's healthy, it's typically in a young, active, oxygenated state. So think about a piece of meat. When a piece of meat is spoiled, right, what happens to it? It turns brown, right?
Rots.
You know, rots, right. So, you know, if your tissue is healthy, it's supple, it's healthy, you have oxygen, you're not going to have a state of disease take over. Okay, that's how it works with arthritis too. We learned in school, I'll never forget it, one of our professors always said, you know, where does Arthur and his buddies hang out? You know, Arthur meaning arthritis. Well, he's going to find an area of debris. He's going to find an area of a dump field, you know. So think about a joint that you've sprained as a young child playing soccer, and then you've grown up and, you know, you were wearing heels and you tripped and you sprained it again. And over your lifetime, you keep re-injuring a weak tendon. That's because you don't have proper nutrition to that tendon. And there's things you can do. You can support a joint. You can, you know, you can reset a bone. But unless you have proper nutrition in the cells going to the tissue, it's never going to re-strengthen. And so that's why you saw a lot of people get into chondroitin sulfate and other things. But that takes 9 and 10 months of daily use. And that's just really not even oxygen. That's just something for tendons and ligaments. But when we talk about integrity of joints, okay, specifically, I want to make this clear. You have situations with ligaments and tendons that are typically avascular, meaning that there's not a lot of blood supply to them. And we know that the blood supply is where the oxygen is carried. So if you want to have healthy joints and you want to have healthy tissue, you need oxygen. So that would be my answer is, you know, as long as you have oxygen, disease does not have a place to be prevalent. And arthritis is basically inflammation of the arthur, which is the joint. Itis means pain and inflammation. So if you want to remove inflammation, I don't care if it's osteoarthritis, if it's, you know, rheumatoid arthritis, you want to get inflammation out of the body. And that has so much to do with how we eat, you guys. I mean, you have to drink water. And I'm learning over and over and over again, it's nutrition, nutrition, nutrition to the cell. And half of your body weight in ounces is what you need in water. So if you're a 200-pound person, you're going to need approximately 100 ounces of water. And that's just to be average. You actually need to go a little above that. Probably about 75 to 80% of our body is water. So again, a great place to put the skinny sticks in and to help facilitate some of that weight loss if that's what you need. But water, water, water is the key. And even in the Department of Water, I'm very much a proponent now of, you know, having distilled water as opposed to just RO water. For years and years and years, I was always thinking RO was the best, you know, nothing good but nothing bad. And what I've learned from my wellness coach, even in my office, is that distilled water is the answer. So if you want to have twice the energy with these products, I'm going to testify to you because we've been out of distilled water in our home for a week, and it is a game changer. Without distilled water, you feel sluggish. So if you'll put your skinny stick, or I don't care if you don't use skinny sticks, but if you'll start drinking distilled water, I guarantee you in just a matter of a couple days, you will feel an energy boost. And that's the ticket. You need water. It needs to be distilled. And then the other thing that people need is rest. And we didn't really touch on that. But one of the primary things with Thrive is it re-regulates your sleeping system. And I can tell you for a fact, I have never slept in my life like I have in the last 9 nights. Through the night, first time in my life, ever, ever, ever. And you can imagine the first night I slept through the night and my son woke me up for school, I wasn't in near panic. I was just shocked. I've never slept through the night. And then after the second and third night, it's sort of a joke in the family, don't wake her up, let her sleep. But this is the Thrive. It's sort of like re-regulating my system. And we know this is one thing that Bodie Gay spoke about. He is the Basic Research founder's son, and he did a fabulous job describing what Thrive does in our body. And we had a nice correlation back and forth between sleeping and hitting true REM sleep. And it's when you hit that deep REM sleep that your body really restores itself. And we know that there's a correlation between sleeping and weight loss. And that's why you need to take the Thrive at night. So if you guys are taking the Thrive in the morning because you oversleep like me, I tried that twice and I was so tired the next day because you're not supposed to take it in the morning. So now we need to get everybody on track with whenever your last meal, I don't care if it's 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, but 2 hours later, you need to make sure that you take your Thrive. And then after that, you're good to go. So with that, I'll pass it back to Cindy.
Okay, guys, we're going to close, and I thank you guys for jumping on. And this was just for you guys to be able to start benefiting from, you know, being able to hear the stories, to be able to share the stories, and to be able to help people. You know, that's what this is all about. This is about helping not only yourself, but helping other people. So without further ado, I want to thank everybody, you know, that's here, but I also want to thank all of you guys that are out there, and you guys know who you are. We still love you, and we still miss you. And so anyways, I'm going to let you all go, and so you guys have a blessed evening, and, you know, just go out and live limitless. Talk to y'all later.